Time to rock and roll. Happy new moon, everybody. That's why I'm starting my chef training today. It goes from new moon to 3 months into full moon, but happy Shivaratri as well. Shivaratri is or was on Thursday evening, and such a beautiful, auspicious time for us to recognize the nature of who we truly are. This is always the offering of our yoga practice. Know who you are, then you are enlightened. All right, but the idea of knowing that you're Shiva is the blessing that knows that you are auspicious, that you're all-knowing, and that you are the opportunity to destroy the ignorance that you are anything but the perfection of the universe. If you look at the beautiful statues of the Nataraj, the dancing Shiva, at his foot, his one foot, is placed a dwarf. It's called Apasmara. And Apasmara represents our ignorance, that which we do not know of ourselves. And so Shiva dances on that. So it's kind of an opportunity, not kind of, it is an opportunity for us to know that when we find ourselves in that state of ignorance, that we're not stupid, but this is the reason we took birth, is to connect back to source, connect back to that deepest profound love, which is Shiva, which is Shakti. So he dances on this apasmara, this idea of ignorance, not to tell us that, gee, I'm just going to stamp on ignorance. No, it's to say that this is our life, that we're moving from knowing to unknowing, knowing to unknowing. But if we truly get to our core, we will always know that we are the auspicious nature of the universe. We are the creation. And I wanted to read you something from Sally Kempton, which is quite beautiful, because I know sometimes acknowledging that we are God, we are universal consciousness, can seem a little overwhelming. So this is what she says. She says, one afternoon, in the mid-1970s, I overheard a discussion between two friends. We had just been working with a practice for recognizing our identity with divine consciousness. This involved looking at our own mental process, in which thoughts are constantly coming into being, staying for a while, and then dissolving, as a mirror of the cosmic process of creation, maintenance, and dissolving of the natural form. One of my friends had been practicing this understanding with a lot of inspiration. And on this particular afternoon, with excitement, he began to describe his experiences. He realized, he told us, that everything inside of him is a manifestation of divine consciousness, that in every moment and in every mood, he could recognize the presence of divine energy, of Shiva, the Supreme Lord. A woman who was listening became more and more uncomfortable as he continued talking about how we're all Shiva. We really are all God. Finally, she burst forth with her objection. But what if we're depressed, she said. How can you be Shiva if you're depressed? If I'm depressed, then I'm depressed Shiva, he said. No way, retorted the woman. I could sympathize with her problem. I too had a hard time feeling that my unhappy, uncomfortable state were divine, and that they were inseparable from the wholeness of consciousness. Like this woman, I have the deep assumption that I can only be close to the truth, let alone one with it, when I was good and happy and pure and feeling positive about myself. It was difficult for me to understand that divinity could also exist inside feelings like depression and anger. The magic of looking, as another friend once put it, how can I be God when I don't even get along with my mother? The magic of looking at yourself as intrinsically divine, divine even in your flawed humanness, is this. It gives rise to the kind of unconditional self-love that has a way of changing your attitude towards your mother and also towards your depression. It isn't that negative feelings disappear overnight. Depending on our mental habits and tendencies, they might continue to arise for some time. Nor can we let our understanding about intrinsic divinity become an excuse for indulging in anger, greed, and the rest of our dark emotions. Still, if you can remember the divine energy, pure awareness, Godness, is present even in the midst of your anger, of your fear, and your depression, it becomes easier to let these feelings come and go without clinging to them, letting them derail you, or rejecting yourself for having them. There will be times, in fact, when your remembrance of oneness dissolves these feelings entirely. Remembering oneness helps make love rise. If you haven't yet closed your eyes, And in that place, at the third eye point, we call Shiva, the abode of Shiva. It's at that third eye point that all dualities come together and that we remember our oneness. And if we can reflect on that for a minute, for an hour, for a day. We said on Shivaratri that one day that Shiva sleeps. The rest of the year he holds that place of oneness for us when we forget. But it's the one day that he rests so we're all to not just wake up, but awaken ourselves. Bring your hands together at your heart center. Bring all duality to oneness. Connect back to that source of pure love. I told you the stories of Shiva last week, where that nothing was repulsive to him. He didn't see on the outside what others saw. He only saw the pure love, the soul. And for that, all beings were welcome. Inhale for the sound of Om. May we know our true nature, our absolute nature, pure love, pure existence, oneness. And may we see our diversity as creativity and as opportunity to create all possibilities. Release your hands and open your eyes. If you go to my Facebook page, Josh and Jordan and I did a chant for Om Namah Shivaya if you want to check it out. All right, come onto your hands and knees when you're ready. Press back into child's pose. Kathy, who's there with you? You don't know? Somebody just wandered in? It's funny, Kathy, when you booked class, you booked it in person. I know. No rules anymore. Kathy's in Vermont. I don't think she can get here. All right, beautiful ones. Child's pose. Breathe deep into your back body. And then come on up to fingertips, please. Reach up onto your fingertips and feel that sensation of drawing back through your wrist, through your arm, and into your shoulder blades. Feel yourself draw your rib cage up and pull your sit bones wide and apart. Feel the place of length and space. And then walk your upper body to the right side of the mat. If anybody wants to, I am quietly in the background playing something called Stoned on Shiva. It's on Spotify. If anybody wants to follow along with music we're listening to in here. Stoned on Shiva. And go to the other side, please. Think of this body as a temple. When you go to the temples in India, you're asked to walk around them, not just stand and stare at them from one angle, but to take a walk around. Come on up to downward facing dog. And the reason for that is so that you can see all the details. And so you as Shiva, me and Shiva, let us walk around ourselves. Let us take that trip around ourselves and see all corners of this beautiful temple that has been created in the image of the divine. Step your right foot forward. Walk to your left till you come to the center of your mat. Walk to the left. Good, continue walking all the way to the back of your mat until you're doing a lunge facing the back of your mat. Turn your left toes to the back of the mat, lift your back heel. Good, step your right foot to meet your left foot. Breathe. Inhale, look forward. Send your left leg back behind you. And then walk to your left until you come to the center of your mat. Turn, turn, turn. Parallel your feet, and then keep going until you face the front of your mat again, coming back into lunge. Lower your back knee down. Inhale your arms to the sky. Breathing in and breathing out. Good, bend your elbows, lift your chest. Soften through the front body, open to that vulnerable place of seeing everything. Seeing those places of disappointment or depression. Seeing them as just as divine as that which you like and are joyful from. Touch down, hands to the floor. Step to the front of the mat, standing forward bend. Good, inhale your arms out and up. Sweep that circle around your body. And then take your arms out and come all the way down, float forward. So circle your body. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, circle back down. And do that a couple more times, feeling all that energy that surrounds you. Again, really enjoying that circle of energy and becoming very clear that you know all parts of yourself with great love. Good, next time your hands touch the floor, step your right foot back behind you. Walk to your right, please. Prasarita Padottanasana. Continue to walk to the back of your mat. So you're lunging with your right knee, lifting your back knee. Step your left foot up to meet your right foot, standing forward bend. Inhale, look forward. Step your right leg back behind you. Walk to the right, come to the center. And continue until you come all the way back to the front of your mat, coming into lunge, dropping your back knee, inhaling your arms to the sky. Are you dizzy? Good, bend your elbows, lift your chest. Tuck your chin in slightly and pull your throat back. Take it in. Nice job. Hands down to the floor. Good, step your left foot up to meet your right. And take your arms out and up, reach up. Stay up. Keep your arms reaching up. Take a hold of your left wrist and pull to the right. Some of you have done this with me before. Then start to reach yourself forward, still holding the wrist, reach yourself forward. Circle in front of your body until you get to the left side of your mat. Stay. Then let your left hand reach for your right wrist, pull to the left, and then circle in front of your body again, bringing it all the way over to the right side. And then taking hold of your left wrist, pulling to your right. Now, if that doesn't make sense, just do something. Circling in front of the body, opening up. Good. Next time you come center, sit back to chair, please. Beautiful, everyone. Place your hands on your thighs. Slowly, cat-cow. Use your breath. Feel that circle of breath. Good. And then come up to stand, bringing your hands to your heart center. Straighten those legs. Close your eyes. So Kapalabhati breath is where we exhale, 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 right? Breath of fire we call a circle of breath because there's no beginning and no end. So you inhale, exhale through the nose, pumping the navel center. If anybody in the room needs a tissue, I can bring you one. Are you good? Anybody else? Okay. Pump your navel center, circle of breath. Fire center. Strong digestive fire during the kapha season. Season where it becomes more like the idea is that when the snow is melting outside, that we have that same energy melting inside. And I know Florida doesn't usually have snow, but the seasons give you a little different change. So kapha season is definitely a place where we're melting out anything that needs to go. So this is a great breath for that. Good, exhale fully. Inhale here, exhale, release your hands and just feel for a moment. Power of this temple. You as Shiva. You as the destroyer. You as dancing on that magical place of illusion. Good, open your eyes. Inhale your arms to the sky. Good, exhale, bow. Good, step your left leg back behind you. Come into a high lunge. Reach your arms up to the sky. Now this is a little tricky. I did this the other day in class. It was a little tricky. So take your arms out to letter T. And then start to bring your arms, both of them, underneath your right knee and crisscross at your wrists, underneath, and lower all the way down, as low as you can go. Good, now inhale, reach your arms all the way back up to the sky. So Veronica, your arm on the outside of your right knee. So reach down again. So your right arm is on the outside of your right and you sweep underneath your knee. Both arms underneath, yep, and then crisscross, you got it. And then inhale back up. If you don't understand, look at Veronica. Come on down, sweep underneath. Gorgeous, reach back up. And one more time, sweep down. Beautiful. Inhale back up. Yeah. And touch down, hands to the floor. Beautiful. Step back, plank pose. Lower down slow. And then come into that intoxicated cobra. So you're really turning and looking at each side of yourself. You're gazing over your shoulder, right? Such as turning and turning and turning. Ambulate. How does that word? What is that word? I'll find it for you. Good. And press back, child's pose. Circumambulate, I think it is. Yeah. Circumambulation. Yes, that's the word. Which means to completely walk around the periphery, and circle it by walking around the periphery completely. I can just say it better in Sanskrit. It's called parikrama. When we encounter the way that we circulate around a pilgrimage, a destination, a temple, a sacred geography, so we see all parts of the divine around it. What we want to do is encircle ourselves. Know that we are no less than these sacred sites. Good, come on up to your hands and knees. Take your right arm out to the right, lift it nice and high, and then slide your right arm underneath your left. Breathing in and breathing out. Maybe take that top arm up to the sky. Maybe take it over your ear. See what opens up that shoulder where you can turn from the back of your heart. You can have the back of your heart push forward and open that left shoulder from the back of your heart. Good, come on up and switch sides. Beautiful. Nice, Elena. Valerie, beautiful, Lisa. Open up that shoulder. Let your breath continue to be not breath of fire, but that circle of breath. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. Good, come on up. Good, stretch your right leg behind you. Put the toes on the floor. Slide your right leg over to the left and look over your left shoulder. Look back. Puff your right rib cage out. Keep your navel drawn in. See all sides. All sides. Good. As you bring it back to center, lift that right leg up, lift that left arm up, and reach back for that ankle if you can, or stay right there. Beautiful. I love the sunlight, Roz. Pouring in from your window. Good. And gently release. All right. And then take that left leg behind you, point the toes to the floor, slide the left leg over to the right, and look over your right shoulder. Pull your navel in. Breathing in, breathing in. Look at every part, all the detail. Come on back, lift that left leg up, lift that right arm up, maybe reach back for that ankle, keep the navel drawn in. It's just that opportunity to remind ourselves that on and in this body, all the meridians, all the acupressure, acupuncture points, that we are a temple. We're made of all these amazing spaces to touch and open and create the chakras, you know? Release downward facing dog. Jen, I love your cat. So you turn and you see all parts. Inhale the right leg back and up behind you. Bring your heel to your butt. Open up, stacking your right hip on top of your left. Maybe drop that heel behind you, lifting that right arm up and seeing yourself from the sky view, looking up at yourself. Nice, Lorna. Beautiful, Valerie. Bruce, gorgeous. Come back, Allison. Let's try the other side. So pretty, Linda. Good. Heel to your butt. Open up. Open up. Maybe drop it back. Maybe stay where you are. Yeah. See yourself. Yep. Yep. You got it, Rob. And you see yourself from every viewpoint. Nice, Sue. Come back, downward facing dog. Catch in. Good. Step your right foot forward, please. Good. Walk to your left again and stay there this time. Parallel your feet and bow. Squeeze those outer shins toward each other. Spread your toes. So there's always a sense of drawing in and expanding out. There's always that place of destroying and creating. Shiva is that place inside of us when we're willing to let go, we're willing to let in something new. Walk your hands forward as a very nice wide, oh, stay right where you are though, like a long dog. There you go. Good, now come on up to your tippy toes. So you lift your seat as high as it'll go. And then try to pull up the energy from the back, from your calf muscles up through your hamstrings. Pull your navel in and then just lower your heels back down. Nice, Anna. Big stuff. Don't lock your knees back. Now walk to your left leg, coming to the back of your mat once again. Turn your left toes to the left, drop your right knee onto your mat, inhale your arms to the sky, low lunge. The other side of your room, the other reflection of you. Good, place your hands behind your head, press your head back, lift your chest, soften your ribs, send your knee forward, send it forward. Good, release your hands down to that left foot, lift your right knee up, step your right foot up to meet your left. A deep bow. Again, making sure you're not locking your knees, maybe have a little bit of a bend in your knees if that's better for you. Inhale deeply, look forward. Step your left leg back behind you. And then walk to your left until you come to the center of your mat and stay. Did you change? Did you turn in a circle? Yes? Dana, did you turn in a circle?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Good. Here, clasp your hands behind your back. Bend your elbows, shrug your shoulders towards your ears. Make sure you're not just dropping into your heels, please. And then take your arms up and over any amount. Nice, Jane. Good. Drop those hands down to the floor. Turn your left toes forward. Turn your back foot in. Good. Step to the front of your mat, please. Standing forward bend. Encircle your arms out and up to the sky. Come up to stand. Interlock your palms and press your palms straight up to the sky. Push your inner thighs back, your rib cage back, but lift from the back of your heart up. Beautiful, everyone. Releasing your arms alongside the body. Take your left hand to hold your left ankle. We have to do Natarajasana. Left hand, left ankle. Right arm to the sky. King Dancer. So the heel is behind you. Good. Now start to feel again, the back of the heart moves forward, the front of the ribs move back. Try to keep looking up toward the ceiling as you kick your foot into your hand and lean forward. If you want to be a little bit spicier, take your right hand back for your left ankle as well. I think I'm playing this for my dad. Come on, Dad. You're so nice. Come on up. Good. Release down. Right hand to right ankle. Left arm up. Pull up your spine. Pull as long as you can. But what happens for most of us is then the rib cage pushes forward. So send the rib cage back, but pull the back of the heart to the front. And then begin to kick your foot into your hand. Start to reach up and forward. Make sure your eyes go up as high as they can go. Watch that back knee. It doesn't fall out to the right. Keep it pointing down. Sweet. Come on up. All right, let's try the second version of Natarajasana. So bring your left knee into your chest. Some of you have done this with me before. You're going to cross your left shin in front of your right thigh. So just kind of cross it in front of you. Yeah, don't touch it though. Yes, good. Now bend your right knee. Bend your right knee. Good. Take your right arm to the sky, palm face up, your left palm in front of your navel, both Jnana Mudra. So right hand holds thumb and first finger, left hand holds thumb and first finger. So you're in the dance of Shiva, just like the statue of Nataraj. Make sure your standing knee is bent. And you're standing again on that place of Apasmara, that right foot. So it's a lot of seemingly, can you imagine just, you can't because it's ridiculous, but standing on another human being, obviously you can't. But the idea that you're standing on something that is not solid, but you can still feel that place of auspiciousness. And then release down. Nice. Did you hold your breath? Maybe. Good job. Try the other side now, breathing. So you're standing like, don't put it on your knee though, don't cheat. Yeah. Yes. Left arm up to the sky, right hand in front of the navel. Either way though, you won't explode if you're doing the other arm. Lightness of being. It's the dance. It's the one snapshot of the dance of your life. And we think this is all there is, right? We're in the moment and this is all there is. And then all of a sudden we look at the statue and we go, that was just a snapshot. That was one leg up and now the other leg's going to come down because it's a dance. And release down. Beautiful. Right? My friend Jai, she used to say, and I'm sure millions of people said, that when you think you're taking backward steps, just think of it as a dance. You have to step back and step forward to have the dance. Good. Come, turn your feet wide and come into squat. If you are having a challenge squatting, stay in chair. We're in a squat challenge, you guys, for the rest of our lives. Every day, challenge yourself to squat for 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute, 30 seconds. If your knee doesn't like it, though, we don't like to dishonor a knee. So if your knee is screaming, put that blanket underneath your heels or come more to a high squat. Squeeze the shins. Breathe deeply. It's just about been a year, right, since we were given the interesting news that the world was going to change. And here we are still loving and learning at such a high level together. Standing forward, Ben, please. With an inhale, take your left leg up to the sky, standing split. Inhale. If you don't inhale it up, put it back down. Be honest. Inhale the leg up. Lift your right low belly just a little bit more. And then inhale your right arm to the sky. Twisting Ardha Chandrasana. Maybe reach back for that ankle. Again, taking your eyes maybe in a different place than you usually do so that you can see something a little differently. All of my Allisons, great job. Nancy's, Irvin, see her. Good, release. And bring that foot up to the front of the mat. Open your mouth, let out a sound. Good. And then second leg's gonna go up as we inhale the right leg up, pointing the right toes to the floor. The more you feel like you squeeze in from your heels to your hip sockets, the more you're gonna square those hips. And then draw the navel in, lift your left low belly just a little bit more, and then take your left arm up to the sky, turning to the left, twisting Ardha Chandrasana, opening that shoulder. And then maybe reaching back for that ankle. Maybe just staying where you are and delighting in that. And releasing back down. Gorgeous. Come through squat to lie on your back, please. Bend your knees, plant your feet. And breathe. When we adore something, when we worship it and love it, we want to turn it all the way around. We want to see it from all angles. Like when we gaze at a beautiful flower, we admire it. We rotate the blossom to admire all the alluring petals surrounding its centerpiece. It is a natural movement of the human eye around a work of art, whether a painting or a sculpture. Our eyes want to roam around the focal point. And when we see and look at a gorgeous gem, we turn it to see how all facets catch the light, revealing its purity and brilliance. Indeed, that is the same thing we do with ourselves if we're willing to see yourself in all sides. Pilgrimage to you. Take your arms out to letter T here. Keep your heels planted well on the floor so you feel your feet connected to the floor. You feel your shoulders connected to the floor. You feel your head connected to the floor. And then just from the back of the heart, start to lift up. Just from the back of the heart, start to lift up. Your ribs are going to want to come with you, so I want you to push your rib cage down. Feel that sensation of having the back of the heart keep lifting, even though you say, well, that's all there is. But this is our promise of yoga. There's always more. Keep lifting from the back of the heart and softening the ribs, dropping into your shoulders, dropping into your feet, widening to your sit bones. And then with all this, slide your elbows into robot arms. Now press your upper arms down and lift your bottom up, bottom up. And then clasp your hands underneath you if you'd like, or stay right where you are. New moon. We move through the ritual of a new moon. What do we want to create? What are we willing to look at? What are we willing to let go of? Lower your seat back down. Take your arms back out to letter T. Turn your palms face down and breathe. Now lift your feet off the floor. Bring your knees into the chest. Now take your arms up to the sky. Excuse me. Take your legs up to the sky, arms back down. Such good listeners. Legs up. If you need to bend your knees, you're always welcome to do that. But take your legs ever slightly to the right, and you're keeping your left rib cage glued to the floor. The ribs that are touching the floor, keep them glued, and move your legs ever so slightly to the right. And then ever so slightly to the left. Shoulders glued. Rib cage glued. Come back to center. Now wrap your right knee on top of your left knee. And then squeeze your shins like crazy. Keep letting your rib cage and your navel drop to the floor. Squeeze your shins and draw those knees in close. Keep breathing. Good. Happy baby pose. And then left knee on top of right knee. Squeeze your shins. Arms back out to letter T. Anchor your shoulders. Anchor your ribs. Widen and lengthen the sides of the throat. Squeeze the shins, draw the knees in so the abdominals kick on well. Deeply breathe, my friends. Good. Stretch your legs up to the sky. Bring your arms alongside the body. Now, if you would like to, and some of you might have to move forward on your mat, taking that same idea of continuing to see things in all different perspectives and all different ways, I would love for you to come into plow pose, which means bring your legs up and over so your toes touch the floor behind you. But if that is not okay with you today, right, just keep your legs pointing up to the sky, or maybe bring your legs up to the wall. If you're in plow pose, feel that energy of lifting, maybe take the legs up so you're almost in a reverse Paschimottanasana. Maybe reach your hands back to hold those toes so you're just playing with being upside down, or maybe just keeping your toes touching the floor. If you can reach your toes, lift your heels up off the floor for just a moment so they're slightly away from the floor. And then if you want to bring yourself up into shoulder stand, you're welcome to do that. Good. And then as you slowly begin to roll down one vertebra at a time, make sure you have enough room to get your legs to go super straight on the floor. Once you arrive, straighten your legs a lot. Press your heels into the floor, press your thighs into the floor, and then arms alongside the body. Just lift from the back of your heart and try to curl all the way up to the crown of your head. If you need to come on up to your elbows to come into fish, you can do that, but see how far you can get by just lifting from the back of your heart. Lift up from the back of the heart to get the crown of the head on the floor. Fish pose. Beautiful, Heidi. Yep. Yep. Gorgeous. And then release back down and turn your head from side to side. Good. Bring your head back to center. Just pause to feel for a moment. I'm going to give you an opportunity to do a second inversion here. So if you would like to do headstand, shoulder stand, or again, legs up the wall, feel free to choose any second inversion. If you prefer to just sit to meditate, that's absolutely acceptable. Maybe walking your legs up the wall, that's a great idea. Little L-shaped handstand. Beautiful. You're upside down, breathe into your mind, upside down. Feel what it feels like to be in a different direction. Maybe open the eyes, see from that perspective. Just another minute or two here. If you're in headstand, stay if you'd like. If you wanted to go back to shoulder stand, you're welcome to do that. Yeah. What have we learned about ourselves in this last year? So many things, right? We had a fast forward college education of life in this last year, college of life. Because the universe is too tired of us freaking taking it slow. Learn yourself now, damn it. Don't bring your dad to the ocean when he doesn't like it. Sorry, I just find that hysterical. Good. Begin your journey back down. If you were in headstand, take a child's pose for just a moment. Gorgeous. If you're lying on your back, hug your knees into your chest, roll up to sit. If you're in child's pose, come on up, facing the front of your mat. Stretch your legs out, please. Maybe a blanket underneath your seat would be nice. We're going to take Janu Shavasana, so bend your right knee, place your right foot in your inner left thigh, but take your right knee a little bit wider than you usually would. So let your right knee fall out to the side and then take it back slightly. And then take a deep turn over that left leg. So turn to look over your left shoulder, deep turn to the left. See your belly moving over to that left. Lift your chest, soften your ribs. And then walk forward over your left leg, deep forward bend, twisting forward bend. Keep breathing deeply here. Just for a moment, see what it would feel like. And it's pretty deep to take your right arm on the outside or any almost outside, right arm on the outside of your left leg. And then just reach your left arm up to the sky and reach it over your ears. It's just like a really nice side twisting stretch. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Beautiful. Inhale, come on up. Pause, feel, and switch legs. Knee a little bit wider than usual. Twisting to your right leg. And then bowing. Just feel, though, that inner body moving. It's so sweet when you can feel yourself touching into that liver, touching into those kidneys. Connecting with this internal temple. And then do that deep bow. Om Namah Shivaya. I bow to that place of Shiva within myself, auspicious nature, true nature. And then see what happens if you take that left arm to the outer right leg and then reach that right arm to the sky and then send that right arm over your ear. Yes, 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 yes. Oof. And come all the way back up. Pause to feel. Good. Stretch both legs out. Nice open V. Upavista Konasana. Take your left arm inside your left leg. Left arm inside your left leg. Right arm over your ear. Side stretch. Left arm inside your left leg. And right arm over your ear. So side stretch. Make sure you're keeping your seat down, widening those sit bones, pushing your seat actually back, sacrum back. And then come on up and try the other side. Absolutely gorgeous, everyone. But and see if those side stretches, that side body stretch gives you the opportunity to come forward now and really reach into a forward bend deeply. For Anna, get those hamstrings. Good. Reach your hands forward and then soften your hands. See what happens when you walk your hands forward, both of them, right to the center of your mat. Fold forward. Yep. Yes, 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 yes. Soften your hands. Beautiful. Nice, Ken. Sarah. Beautiful. All right, come on up. Find a comfortable seat. And I understand if you need to, some of you jump off when I go into any kind of pranayama practice, but I'm gonna I'm gonna suggest you stay today if that's something you tend to do, and if you have to go, obviously. But we have plenty of time still. We're gonna do alternate nostril breathing, Nadi Shodhana, which is such a beautiful breath to bring back that idea of the oneness. So left hand comes into Jnana Mudra, thumb and first finger come to touch. Let it rest on your left knee. Right hand, we make Vishnu Mudra, so thumb and ring finger and pinky are extended. The pointer and middle come down. Many people like to put their pointer and middle finger on their third eye point. That's perfectly fine. Close off your right nostril with your thumb. Inhale through your left nostril. Close off your left nostril. Exhale through your right. Inhale through your right. Exhale through your left. Inhale through your left. Exhale through your right. And continue like that, having your gaze into the third eye point, the space between the eyebrows. Continue just one more minute. Next time you exhale through your left nostril, release your right hand down. Just sit for a couple of moments, just a couple in silent meditation. What would it feel like to see yourself, the beauty, the breath of the universe? And then please lie down on your back. Throw your right knee into your chest. Bring your right knee over to the left, moving your hips slightly more to the right. Spinal twist. And if you'd like to, you can draw your left knee up towards your buttocks and reach down your right hand to hold your ankle. If you want to try a little thigh stretch, twisting thigh stretch. Stay right where you are. Breathe into all angles of yourself. The day before the new moon is called the dark moon. It is an open canvas for you to have goal, intention, vision, dream, to bring consciously anything into form. With the intention of the new moon, you plant the seeds into that darkness and let the fertile field of your imagination feed that rich soil of your desire. You never worry. You never think, well, what happens at the end of this when the moon is full if I haven't achieved? You have. You know, we have a very interesting concept of time. Go ahead and change sides. You know, we have a weird concept that if we set something that it has to have a completion to it. But maybe this new moon, you set intention. You know, I was been talking a lot about when I had mentioned to Veronica a couple of years ago that I wanted to do this Ayurvedic chef training. I was very excited to do it. And she said, yeah, in a couple of years. And I was like, what are you talking about in a couple of years? I want to do it now. But I set the seed of intention. 2 years later, here it is. So we have a funny concept of time in our head. We have human time concept, but the universe has Kali time, which is this time that is when it is right. So set intention for that new moon energy, whatever it is you wish. And then during this time period of new moon to full moon, whatever is manifesting with the energy of you will manifest. Come back to center, hug your knees into your chest. Bring your nose up to meet your knees, squeeze in. And then release your head, release your legs, Shavasana. And ever so gently begin to deepen your breath. Let your body begin to stretch and yawn in any way that serves you well. Roll to your right side and come on up to sit. Bring your hands to your heart center. Bow your head to your heart. It is said that Shakti lives at the base of our spine and Shiva lives at the third eye. And when we get to know both aspects of ourself, they meet at the heart. Shiva is that place that is always holding space, stillness, perfection, wholeness. And Shakti is dancing around that, is creating, is anything that's animated around that stillness. We are both. Inhale for the sound of Om. Sliding your hands to the space between the eyebrows. Namaste, everybody. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Love, love, love.
Bye, Sheryl. Thank you.
You're welcome.